Today we have the Astral Eclipse event that is starting for most of the world or has already started, so I'm gonna make sure you guys have the top tips to break down everything to know about this event in Pokemon Go. So you know what time it is. Welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Man, it's been a while since we've done that and it feels good. Okay, so we are in South Korea right now. Pretty cool, fall weather, about 65 degrees, really like it, enjoying the hoodie weather. So today we're gonna break down the top tips of this event to make sure you guys know everything that's going on with this event, because it's going down all the way until Monday the 28th at 8 p.m. local time. And it seems like this is the new type of event to take over for what once was a Thanksgiving event. I'm kind of sad, honestly, because the Thanksgiving events are always like insanely awesome with candy and bonuses, deli bird, all this cool stuff. And unfortunately we have the Astral Eclipse event, so we're gonna get down just to make sure you guys know what's going on. There is a secret in this event, so you're definitely gonna want to stay tuned if you need or want more Stardust, and there's always room for more Stardust in Pokemon Go. So there are going to be spawns, raids, we're gonna have evolutions of brand new legendary Pokemon that we did talk about, so that's gonna lead us into tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be talking about the Cosmeom evolution into Lunala and Solgaleo. So if you use 100 candies during the daytime, you can get Solgaleo. In the nighttime, you can get Lunala. So what's going to be the best Pokemon for us to evolve into? Well, we did talk about it in the best of the best video. If you do want to see that video, check it out up here. I go over the complete in-depth, but I'm going to give you a slight snapshot right here just to make sure you know what's going on. So Solgaleo is going to be the best Pokemon for GBL, but it's going to be in the Master League. It's going to be ranked 6 actually, with the moveset of Fire Spin, Psychic Fangs, and Iron Head. And then if we look at Lunala in the Master League is going to be ranked 80 with Confusion, Shadow Ball, and Moonblast, so it's not a bad option. However, that Pokemon is double weak to Ghost and Dark, so it's slightly problematic for when you get matched up against that. Okay, they both have the exact same stats. Unfortunately for the Solgaleo, in meta attacker standpoint, it is not so great as of right now. It cannot even come close to competing with Metagross. It does not get a good move set, so unfortunately for that, you know, and the other thing about these two Pokemon is they're half psychic, so even if they do get psychic as a moveset, they're competing against Mewtwo, and that's just not a fair fight. But as far as Lunala goes, it does get Shadow Ball, and it is one of the top meta attackers for the Ghost category. Although, with that said, it is going to take a mad premium to be able to power this Pokemon up because it needs XL candies. We cannot raid for it, and we don't have any access to be able to get it as of right now. So that's where I'm going to sit. If you want something that's more Master League dependent, you're going to go Solgaleo, and Solgaleo I think looks way cooler. However, Lunala also pretty cool looking, but it is definitely more geared towards meta attackers for Ghost category. So that's what it's going to say for both of those Pokemon. Do choose which one you do like and where you want to put it. So with that said, now let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be talking about the spawns during this event. So number 1, we have Alolan Rattata, does have a shiny. Pretty cool Pokemon to use for evolution. So if you guys do want some type of evolution XP for Spotlight Hours, Rattata using Pineapple Berries is a great one to get because it's really an irrelevant Pokemon and you can just blow through every single last piece of candy that you have for that Pokemon. And then we have the Alolan Sandshrew, which goes into the Alolan Sandslash, which is actually pretty relevant in the GBL. But we will talk about that here in a second. I'm going to blow through all these and then I will revisit just in case anybody wants to skip over the GBL standpoint. And then we have the Clefairy that's going to have a shiny in there. And then we have Alolan Vulpix with a shiny. Staryu is going to be a Stardust boosted Pokemon, so you are going to want to catch this Pokemon as much as possible. If it is windy weather and you're seeing a ton of them, it might be in your best interest to put a Star Piece on and hunt these if they are very prevalent in that weather boosted condition, which then leads us into Hoot Hoot, which also has a shiny. And then we have Sunkern, Lunatone, Solrock, Munna, all of the above have shinies. Cottony and Yungoos have shinies, and then Petalil is the only one out here spawning without the shiny. Why could we not just have that Pokemon introduced as a shiny and call it a day here? Unfortunately, we do not here. As far as meta attackers, none of these Pokemon are going to sit anywhere near a meta attacker. No Mega Evolutions here, but the Sandslash is going to be ranked 97 non-shadow in Great League. 0-14-14 are the IVs. If you want to see the moveset, just click pause and check them out. In the Ultra League, it's ranked 69 at a 0-14-15 at level 49, so XL candy will be required. And then we have Clefable in the Ultra League, ranked 71, 100% IV PvP IVs is a 0-15-13 at level 49. Once again, just about 280 XL candy will be required. And then Alolan Ninetales in the Great League is going to be ranked 59 at a 0-14-12 12. And then in the Ultra League, it's ranked 63. Level 50, IVs are going to be a 7, 15, 15. So 296 Exo Candy once again for that Pokemon, but it is pretty good there. And then we have Noctowl that's ranked 65 at a 1, 14, 15. And those are going to be all the Pokemon that we do have for our spawns in tip number 2. But make sure to focus on that Staryu to get extra Stardust, which is then going to lead us to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be all about the research, the collection challenges, and getting us all the way to Cosmoem's evolution to complete the research. There's only going to be 2 field research out there, but they are very important, as I did talk about the hidden part of this video. So we have Catch 5 Psychic type Pokemon, can be a Staryu. 495 is 100% IV. I'm not worried about that, but what I am worried about is this Pokemon is a Stardust boosted Pokemon. This Pokemon will give 750 regular Stardust on a Star Piece 1125. But the main thing that you're going to do is not catch it right now. You're going to give it a berry, preferably either a red raspberry or a golden raspberry, to make sure you catch it even faster. Even though I'm not super worried about this Pokemon, it's not a hard one to catch, but what you are going to want to do is run away from it and start stocking it up for the next Com Day, where we have 3 times catch Stardust, which on 3 times catch Stardust with a Star Piece, you guys are looking at 3,375 Stardust per catch here. This task is massive. Do not overlook this. This is the #1 biggest thing of the event here and now. And also, if you guys are able to catch it on a Star Piece, like I talked about in the last tip, in the wild with Weather Boost, it's 1,406 Stardust per catch. Staryu is a massive W here. And then we have one more research that's going to be Catch 5 Staryus, which is going to give you an extra 1,000 Stardust. So this event is really geared around Stardust here. And then we have 2 collection challenges, which are basically catching every Pokemon in the daytime and the nighttime for both of the Astral time frames. And then you're going to get 3,000 Stardust per completion, so make sure to do that. And then the final research is going to be as follows. We have Catch 3 Pokemon, which is going to be 789 Stardust for Cosmoem Candy, 3,000 XP and 1,500 Stardust. Stage number 9, Evolve a Cosmoem for a Starmie encounter and 2,000 XP and 500 Stardust. In stage number 10, we have Evolve 3 Pokemon, super easy, 12 Nanab Berries, walk 5 kilometers for a Staryu encounter, make 15 Great Throws for 10 Pineapple Berries, for a Soul Rock encounter, 4,000 XP and 1,000 Stardust. And then we have it once again for Evolve 3 Pokemon, for 12 Raspberries, walk 5 kilometers for a Staryu encounter, make 15 nice Curveball throws for 10 Pineapple Berries. Then we have a Lunatone encounter, 4,000 XP and 1,000 Stardust. And then finally, we have earn 15 hearts with your buddy for a Gardevoir encounter. Catch 25 species of a Pokemon for a Staryu encounter and earn 10,000 Stardust, which is pretty easy with those Staryus out there, for 25 Ultra Balls for a grand total of 1 Star Piece, 5,000 XP, and 2,500 Stardust. So we actually have some pretty cool stuff going on in there. Can use these Pokemon to catch with that. I would say if you're hunting, you're able to find rainy weather, you can catch some of these Staryus from here in the rainy weather with a Star Piece on, catching more Pokemon in the wild. Hopefully the Staryus are going to be everywhere. And additionally, you will be able to catch that Starmie, which is also going to give you boosted Stardust, which is quite crazy. And if you can blow through fast enough to get all the way to the Gardevoir, which would be quite a hard challenge, you will be able to get more Stardust on that Star Piece to help you max out and maybe even hatch 12-kilometer eggs at the same time. And bam, you got a nice amount of Stardust right there, which is then going to lead to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be all about the raids and should you go after these Pokemon. So number 1, 1-star raids, we have Drifloon, Frillish, both male and female. We have Inkay, and then we also have the Rockruff. So Inkay has already had a research day. Drifloon has been featured many times in a lot of events, so most of us should have the shiny, and Rockruff is a desirable Pokemon, and Frillish does not have a shiny encounter here. So 1-star raids, if you haven't done them, I would suggest doing them, and then I would suggest moving on with your life just to have them as a unique medal. In tier 3, we do have Druddigon, we have Tentacruel, and then we have the Hisuian Braviary. Druddigon in there is one of the rarer, I would say, of the 3, because we did have the Hisuian Braviary raid day, which I did not get a shiny. Unfortunately, I was out camping and only had a few, so I might participate in a few of those raids. And then we have the Nihilego that is going to be out as well. So Nihilego, pretty good rock Pokemon, better poison type Pokemon. It's actually not a bad Pokemon of the Ultra Beasts. It's one of the more effective, not the most effective, but one of the more top of them that are in the category. And then for the Mega Pokemon, we do have Houndoom. Houndoom is one of the top dark Pokemon in the game right now, and it is a good dual boosted XL Candy Pokemon for fire as well as dark. So it's definitely something that you may consider to get stocked up on XL Candy, because I need some more. So with that said, number 1 win of the event is going to be the Staryu field research task. That is going to be pretty much it. Obviously, we can evolve into Solgaleo and Lunala. I don't know if we can form change as of yet, but that's going to do it. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, to all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody take their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. See you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.